Today, we're going to talk about something that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but believe me, it's happening right now. We're looking at a brand new frontier in cybersecurity, where the same tools that are building our digital world might just be the only things that can actually protect it.
So, let's just start with this one big question. What if the best, the fastest, the most relentless hacker on the planet wasn't a person at all? What if it was just code, an AI?
Now, to really get why an AI hacker is such a game changer, we have to look at the huge problem with how we do security right now. I like to call it the 364-day problem, and man, it really shows you just how broken the old way of thinking is.
Okay, let's start with this number, $50,000. For a ton of companies, that's what it costs to get just one traditional security test done. It's so expensive that it really limits how often they can even check if they're safe.
And that high price tag leads us directly to this number, 364. I mean, if you could only afford to run one of those pricey tests a year, that leaves 364 days where your app could have brand new, undiscovered holes just sitting there wide open for anyone to find. It's a massive, massive risk.
So, the big question is, how do we close that 364-day window of risk? Well, let's introduce the solution. It's an AI tool, and its name is Shannon.
So what is Shannon exactly? Well, it's an open-source AI, and it's built to be its own security expert. Its whole job is to hunt for security flaws in software. And, this is the really important part, it actually proves that the real problems you can exploit.
And this is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. Just look at this comparison. Traditional testing can cost you up to 50 grand and take weeks. Shannon? It costs about $50 a run, and it's done in about 90 minutes. That means you can go from testing once a year to, well, testing whenever you want, on demand. This completely changes the game.
But, talk is cheap, right? So to see just how good Shannon really is, its creators put it up to the ultimate test, a head-to-head competition. AI versus human experts.
And the results are pretty staggering. In a standardized test, Shannon found an incredible 96% of all the vulnerabilities. And the senior human hackers, we're talking pros with over 20 years of experience, they found 85%. The AI didn't just compete, it actually outperformed some of the best people in the business.
So what makes it so accurate? This quote really explains it all. Shannon doesn't just flag things that might be a problem. No, it actively tries to hack the flaws it finds. And if it can't successfully break in, it just doesn't report it. What does that mean for you? 0 false alarms. Every single thing it finds is a real, proven threat.
Look, this is so much more than just a cool piece of tech. Tools like Shannon are really signaling the beginning of a whole new security arms race, and it's super important to understand why this matters so much right now.
Let's just break down this cycle that we're all in now. First, we're using AI to write code way, way faster than ever before. Second, all that new code, written that quickly, just creates more and more chances for security flaws to sneak in. And that leads to the third, kind of obvious step. Our security tools have to move at that same crazy speed just to keep up.
So the bottom line is pretty clear. Relying on human-led, yearly security checks is like showing up to a Formula One race with a bicycle. It just can't compete. In a world where AI is developing our code, our defenses have to think and act at the speed of AI too.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought to chew on. We are handing over the keys to AI, letting it build the very foundations of our digital future. So as we race ahead, you really have to ask yourself, is AI also the only thing that's going to be powerful enough to protect it?